The following program is sponsored by the Building Wisconsin Television Network.
Welcome to another project here on Building Wisconsin. I'm Stuart Keith, and on today's show, we're learning more about an affordable housing renovation project here at the Albert House in Racine. So let's get started with our construction manager, Mark Klon. Well, Mark, a beautiful summer day out here, great for construction, that's for sure. Now, where are we at right now?
We're in Racine. This is called Albert House Apartments. This is a senior living apartment in the city of Racine.
Okay, and it looks like you're doing some renovation to it?
We are. We're adding the 11 parking spaces in this section to increase the parking on the site because we don't have enough parking for the tenants, and we're looking to add an elevator here on the west end of the property.
And you mentioned it's senior living, and whether you're senior or even younger, mobility is so important, so I assume it's pretty important that you're adding an elevator?
It is. For the weight and for them to get up and down, less and less tenants are taking stairs. So 96 units at one elevator, which currently that's all the building has to, is not enough. So we're adding an additional elevator for them to get up and down.
And as we pulled in here, I was surprised. It's a pretty big complex here, and that just shocks me that there is only one elevator currently, so it makes sense to me what you're doing. But I was happy to see that it was built out of brick. So to the eye, it looks like the building itself is in pretty good shape.
The building itself is in good shape, but not much has been done. The building is 32 years old. This is our chance to get the building up to where it should be.
So even though it's a new parking lot here and we mentioned the elevator, you're doing much more than that to this complex.
We are. We're doing a lot of the insides too, so a lot of the common areas will be upgraded. A lot of their units, all their units will be upgraded. All their appliances will be replaced. Their flooring will be replaced. Their cabinets will be replaced. We're upgrading their units, so we're doing a lot for their tenants. Bringing a lot of products in that they don't have right now. Lever handles for all their doors, lever handle controls for their faucets. Make the building more accessible for them.
Seems to me more accessible is one aspect, but you're raising the quality of life.
We are. It's important for the tenants that we do this, and this is something we always try to do through all of our properties.
Now, is this structure over here, is this part of Albert House?
You're correct, Stu. That's also part of Albert House. That's the family living section of Albert House at this site. And then there's another section of Albert House that's in a different section of Racine that is all family site with 2 and 3 bedrooms. That's called Woodside Apartments. And we're working on that site right now too.
Okay, and really, Albert House is just part of a number of different projects that you at Cardinal are working on.
Yes, right now we're working on a portfolio of 14 different buildings in 14 different sections of the state. A rehab just like this one called Southern Bond Pool 1. So it's not only cities like Racine, it's small towns that we're also working on buildings that we have there, such as the town of Randolph, the town of Princeton. We're working on buildings there too.
I know it was eye-opening to me, and it'll be eye-opening to a number of our viewers out there, that when we're talking about affordable housing or Section 8 housing, it really is beneficial to our communities because a lot of the residents here are people we know. It could be our family members, could be our fathers and mothers, because like here you said, this is all senior living that need affordable housing for a quality of life.
You're correct. They have to have a place to live. They want to be a place that's close to their family. They can. They got a nice senior living apartment here. We're making it safer. We're making it secure for them. We're making it more accessible for them so they have a place to stay in it. You're correct, and the whole community will feel better about somebody living here.
Okay, so how long until the elevator is under construction?
The elevator construction will probably start in about 2 months. It'll take about 4 months. The whole project we have here is about 6 months, 7 months to complete everything on this project.
Well, I'm anxious to see some of the transformation here, but at Woodside, can we go visit that? Is there anything going on over there?
Yeah, we definitely need to get over there because right now all the new roofs have been put on, the siding's going in, so there's a lot of construction going on at Woodside right now.
Let's go over and take a look.
All right.
So this is Woodside. Now back at Albert House, you were saying that was more focused on senior citizen, whereas here at Woodside, it's more family oriented.
Yeah, this is a family site, Stu. We have townhouses, 3-bedroom townhouse units, and 2-bedroom apartment units. There's 50 total units here, all for family, for affordable housing.
And when I look here, this is a good example of what we're talking about, how, yeah, they're 30 or 40 years old, they're starting to get a little run down. Just the siding itself is looking worn. I mean, it's even missing at some point. So this is what we're talking about when you're saying you're rehabbing them.
Yes, this is a complete rehab here, roughly about $17,500 per unit. This is all new asphalt parking, which is a huge parking lot on this site. Sure. A lot of concrete to be replaced on here. As far as the building's exterior, all new siding. We're getting rid of the aluminum beat up siding, which is of course falling down and in rough shape, and putting hardy board on there. So we got a nice cement fiber siding on there, all new soffit, all new fascia, all new roofs, all new windows. And then the interior, we're going to end up doing new cabinets, carpeting, and so on for the tenants inside your unit.
Well, you know, you say $17,500 per unit. Somebody might say, wow, that seems like an awful lot of money when you're talking several units. But you want to put quality components and quality products on these structures because, again, you're thinking of the future. You're thinking of long-term maintenance costs?
Yes, that's very important to us, that the products do last a long time so we don't have to go back and do maintenance care. We don't want to come back and have to paint everything. We don't want to come back in 15 years, have to replace everything. We want it to last 25 years. And that $17,500 too, you got to take into effect the asphalt, the concrete is all in there, the roof, so it's not like we're putting $17,500 inside the unit. We're doing $17,500 per unit with all in, so.
Sure, well that makes sense. And then over here I can see the house wrap, and then on the back side of this structure it looks like they've even started the new siding. And speaking of the new siding, holy cow, what a difference. Look at that, that's the new stuff you're putting on.
Yeah, doesn't that look so much better, Stu?
Oh, beautiful. And you know, when I think about quality of life, and that's really what we're talking about here, is raising the quality of life, the aesthetic aspect plays a big role in that. When you pull into your home, after all, this is going to be somebody's home, you want to feel good about what you're walking into.
It does. You would want to live here. Look, it's going to be such a great looking building when you're done. You want to live in this place. So that's what we're trying to do. We're making the building tighter also. You're going to get better windows. Your siding's going to be better. You have new Tyvek on it. The whole building's going to be tighter. They pay their own utilities, so it's going to be important for them.
How long until the outside of this complex is completed?
Well, we have 7 buildings here. So by the time it's done, you're talking probably another 2 or 3 months before the exterior is done. At that time, we will start moving in the inside, start doing the inside repair.
And speaking of the inside, can we go in and see what's being replaced there?
Yep, let's go take a look, Stu. This is a typical 2-bedroom unit that we have here on site.
Okay, and you said since it's family oriented, you have a couple different floor plans, 2- and 3-bedroom. What are you going to be replacing in this 2-bedroom unit?
Okay, in this part of the unit, the carpeting will be replaced.
Yeah, it's looking a little old and worn. It's better to replace it than to simply clean it?
Yes, so the carpeting along with the base, because normally when we replace carpeting, we'll also replace the vinyl base. We're also going to end up replacing the air conditioner in this particular room, so we'll be new air conditioner put in for them.
This was the old air conditioning unit. Let's say this was functioning, because it probably was at some level. Why would you go to the expense of putting in a new one?
Well, we're trying to make sure, again, the durability, it's going to last for quite a while. Plus, the reason is the Energy Star efficiency on here. The Energy Star is very important to us, and it should be important to the tenant.
Okay, so as we were talking outside about the envelope of the building being energy efficient, you're equally as concerned on the inside with the different appliances, including the air conditioners.
Yep. It'll be much better for them down the road when they have to pay their utility bill, so they'll see the savings on there.
Okay, and behind you I see a bathroom over there. Any plumbing fixtures being replaced?
Yes, the bathroom, we are going to end up replacing the toilet in there and the vinyl flooring. They will be getting vanities here. So along with all that, they're also going to be getting new fixtures. They'll be getting new traps, new supplies, new stops. All that will go in that bathroom too. We're also going after some accessories like new mirrors and new lights in the bathrooms too.
Okay, that's going to be nice. And then here's the kitchen. Pretty much a complete makeover?
Pretty much everything will be replaced in here. So you're talking vinyl flooring, you're talking new range hoods, new stove, new refrigerator, new cabinets, countertops.
Boy, that's going to be nice. What type of countertops?
Be a plastic laminate countertop. It'll look very attractive when we're done.
And the cabinets, these look to be about 30 or 40 years old.
Yeah, and they've seen better days. They've taken a lot of abuse, and they're not the strongest cabinet. It'd be easy just to tear these cabinets right out. There's nothing to in their particle board. Our cabinets will be solid oak cabinets when we put them in here.
And again, you're going to the expense in all these units to upgrade them. It isn't extravagant by any stretch. I mean, you're just worried about the durability and the aesthetic nature of it. In this day and age, you can get some pretty good quality products.
Correct. It'll be nice. It'll be a nice home for them, but the durability is very, very important for us. So we do want something that's going to last us a long time and the tenant a long time. So you don't have to keep coming back in to do repairs for something that we should have did right in the first place.
Okay, well, it's quite an undertaking. How long until you're completed with this complex?
We have 6 months. It'll pretty much take the whole 6 months too, because of the amount of work that we're doing on this site between this and Albert House. It's a lot of work, so it'll take the whole full 6 months.
Well, maybe in a couple months we can stop back and check on the progress.
That would be terrific.
There is no better feeling than having a place you can call home. And at Cardinal Capital Management, we believe everyone should know how that feels. We believe when a home is safe and supportive, it helps form the foundation of our communities. At Cardinal Capital Management, we protect and preserve affordable housing for low and moderate income households and provide a place for many to call home. We provide supportive housing throughout Wisconsin, Iowa, and Arizona. And over the past few years, our preservation projects have been recognized for innovation, design, and beautification. Our award-winning properties include the United House, Veterans Manor, Highland Commons, Empowerment Village Lincoln, Empowerment Village National, and Water Tower View Apartments, just to name a few. But more important than any awards are the smiles we see every day when our residents have a place to call home. Cardinal Capital Management, delivering financial and social value.
Welcome back to Building Wisconsin. Now let's learn more about the funding for these affordable housing projects here in Wisconsin with Peter Young from Cardinal Capital Management. Well, Peter, lots of activity going on here at the community center at Albert House. And I was just learning more about this major renovation with Mark, and whether it was this major renovation or another affordable housing project throughout the state, he keeps referring to tax credits. Now, I assume that's how these are funded, but can you elaborate on how they're funded through tax credits?
Absolutely, Stu. What Mark is referring to is the low-income housing tax credit. And what that is a program, a federal program that was instituted in 1986. And basically, it encourages private equity investment in affordable housing projects throughout the United States. In the case of Albert House, in the building that we're at right now, it's owned by a large nonprofit, the Wisconsin Housing Preservation Corp. Their sole mission is to provide and preserve the affordable housing stock throughout Wisconsin. And basically what they do is they get awarded these tax credits and they go around and sell the rights to these tax credits to a third party, a private investor, which is oftentimes a bank, a utility company, insurance company, something like that. And they receive upfront equity that they can then put into the project.
Well, one thing I've learned is that affordable housing is extremely important. But it seems to me this tax credit is what really makes it happen, because these projects couldn't be able to be rehabbed, which they really need to be, without the tax credits.
That's right. And in order to do that, they need to find funding sources to update and make sure that they're in good working order and that people have a nice place to live.
Well, I know it's been eye-opening to me. You don't think that it'll ever affect you, but it might be closer than you think. I mean, it might be your grandparents, your parents. It might be one of us eventually that need to take advantage of the programs like this that are out there.
Exactly. And me being a younger guy, it's not really something that I think of or thought of prior to being involved with WHPC. But when you come to a property like this, you meet the residents.
And you get a good, warm, fuzzy feeling that you're doing some good here, and the people really do appreciate it. I mean, I just love it when you look here and you see the community aspect of it, the nice feel, everybody's giving hugs to each other, and it does feel like a big family.
Absolutely, and it's a great benefit to all our communities.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on and giving us a little quick overview on it.
No problem.
When we talk about preserving a project that is whatever size, 8 units, 20 units, 50 units, we're talking about something that's been around for a while, 30, 40, 50 years. And what tends to happen is that it hasn't been cared for the same way it needs to be. More importantly, when we have multifamily housing that now can cost $150,000 to $200,000 to unit to build, not all because of construction, but because of how hard it is to get through all of our systems, all of our careful checks and balances, but make it very expensive. We don't find ourselves able to build it. But we could put $40,000 a unit in to preserve what we have and to make it live for 20 years, a much more economically efficient solution. And sometimes we can do it for as little as $15,000, $20,000 per unit. When we do that, we get 20-year life extension on a building. And the social good and the price for that social good just exceeds anything that you can normally do with new construction.
Building Wisconsin is made possible by the members of Plumbers 75, proudly serving their contractors and helping build Wisconsin for over 100 years.
We all know the most basic form of life requires clean water to survive. On Earth, we need it to drink, cook, clean, and it touches just about every part of our quality of life. Here in Wisconsin, we appreciate the value of clean water even more as we live alongside the Great Lakes. Yet we often forget to think about how water gets to our homes, schools, and businesses, and then safely back to Mother Nature. Where does all the dirty water go? How is it fresh and clean every time we get a glass of water? Who makes this happen? The answer, plumbers. It's the plumbers who are trained, mentored on the job, and have progressed through a 5-year education program that takes them from apprenticeship to a master of their trade. It's plumbers who are committed to a career and have been trained to protect the health and safety of our water system and make sure you never have to think about where it comes from and where it's going. Yes, we're fortunate here in Wisconsin to have an abundant supply of clean, fresh water. But even more fortunate to have a highly trained and committed workforce to keep and deliver it that way.
Plumbers 75, supporting the plumbing trade in southeast Wisconsin for over 100 years. In 1975, Alpine Plumbing began as a two-man shop in Brookfield, Wisconsin. Since that time, Alpine has grown into a full-service plumbing company with over 90 employees. Their project managers and highly skilled plumbers are experienced in the construction, remodel, and repair of residential, commercial, retail, industrial, and institutional structures. You've probably seen their work at such places as the Modern, Milwaukee School of Engineering, one at the North End, and residential homes throughout southeast Wisconsin. Alpine Plumbing and Plumbers 75, proud to be building Wisconsin. For more information on Building Wisconsin, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and be sure to watch additional episodes on YouTube or at our website, buildingwisconsintv.com.
Well, Mark, this has got to be really an important aspect of the building. A brand new elevator. It's been a couple months since we've been here, and the first thing I noticed was the new elevator shaft. You did a great job blending it in.
Yeah, they do a good job on here, Stu. It's so nice that we have this elevator here now for the people living in the building.
And what you're talking about there is mobility. And, you know, a lot of us never think about mobility because we can walk around fine. But as you're aging, as different things happen in life, mobility is at the forefront.
Yep, very important. And we also added extra parking along with this elevator. So we put parking right next where the new entrance is out of the side of the building for them to come in. So they can park closer to the elevator too, especially people that need the accessibility to get to the building quicker.
Well, it really makes sense, and it's great to see great construction on it and nice smooth operation. Going to be here for years to come. But the elevator is only one aspect of this project. You are also doing common areas, I remember,
Yes.
as well as units.
It's still ongoing on this one, Stu. So a lot of the exterior work has been completed, which has been new windows, new roofs, new siding, new handrails, new doors. And the inside of the building, all the units are being rehabbed. So they're getting new cabinets, new plumbing, some are getting new flooring. And that's about 70% complete right now. Then we'll come back and do the common areas, which would be new flooring in the common areas. We'd also do the new painting, take the wallpaper up. We're going to dress it up, make it more durable, more attractive for the tenants to be able to get in and out of their unit.
Well, is it possible we go take a look at a unit right now and see what they're doing?
Let's go see one, Stu.
Okay, Mark, looks like the demolition is complete. And again, they're under a tight timeline to complete these.
Well, they are. It's really tight. We usually, when we're coming in, and we're doing more than one unit at a time, but we start at 7:30, we work till 3:30. So at that time, when we start working on these projects, we don't leave until the project, this particular unit, is complete.
So in 7 or 8 hours, you have to do the demo and the rebuild of everything?
Correct.
And have, because after all, the tenants are here. You don't want to displace them overnight.
Yep, and that's another big point you brought up, Stu. We're working with tenants in place. So when we come in and do the demo, we have to make sure everything's cleaned out of the cabinets, so we have to help them. The countertops have to be cleaned off. The refrigerators need to be moved. All the appliances need to be moved out of the kitchen. Then we come in and we do all the flooring, all the base. We do the touch-up painting, so we paint these too. These walls are all painted before we put the cabinets on them. Then the cabinets start going in. So you got a lot of trades working on here. The countertops go in, the appliances come back, the range hoods go on, the under cabinet light goes on. All that is done in that day.
In one day. That is amazing. It must be highly choreographed amongst the trades because you must be working with, what, about 4 different trades here?
Oh, it is. You got your flooring, you got your carpenter, you got the electrician and the plumber. They all have to be in here at one time or another getting their work done and getting this complete before they leave. So the water has to be running and back for the tenant to move back in before they leave at the end of the day.
That speaks volumes to me of the skill level of the trades that you hire to do these projects.
Oh, it's great trades. We use a lot of union trades on here. They're very, very good at working with the tenants on here. That's probably one of the most important things. And we're keeping people working when they do these tax credits, but we are using contractors that know how to work around the tenants and work with us.
Boy, and I remember what the kitchens looked like before. Really old. I mean, yeah, they were functional, but they weren't really aesthetically pleasing, kind of dreary. I mean, nice, bright new cabinets. This is going to make everybody feel good. And the products you're putting in are very durable.
Very durable. And we also do the design on these things too. You mentioned those cabinets were old cabinets, original cabinets, but usually the design doesn't make it convenient for them. We give them more cabinets, easier for them to reach. We give them more drawers. We think about what we're doing on each one of these before we just go and have them replace their cabinets. We want the tenants to be happy with their kitchen once they come back in here.
Well, I love learning more about the process. It makes total sense to me. What I want to do now is go over to the family aspect of Albert House, and I believe that was called Woodside, you said. Maybe I can catch up with the resident manager, Janet, to get her perspective, see some of the new units, and see what the residents have to say.
Oh, that would be great, Stu, because Woodside is complete, and it'd be good for you guys to see a finish unit.
Well, here we are, Janet. And you know, I was just out at Albert House with Mark, and we were learning more about the renovations going on over there. Lots of construction going on. I know there was a lot going on here when we were here earlier, and Mark said some of the units are now complete. So come on out, catch up with you, and learn more about what went on here. And I know when I think back to that first visit, boy, the outside, the siding was in disrepair. I didn't even recognize the place. Now it looks gorgeous.
Yes, actually I've had a couple people tell me they didn't recognize it when they pulled in. The siding was the original 1980 siding. It was sun faded and stained, and not very energy efficient. This, they put insulation in it and all new windows, which are energy efficient.
Sure, and you know, you think about affordable housing, energy efficiency plays a huge role because the residents here are responsible, as I understand it, for their utility bills.
Very important. Before you could feel the breeze coming through the windows, and now the residents are telling me, I don't feel anything coming through, and my electric bill went down.
Now on the inside, what were some of the improvements that were done?
Oh, well, a major improvement was all new hardware, first time ever in 35 years. And now if you got a baby and groceries, you can just go like this. And for the seniors and disabled, it's also very helpful.
Awesome.
We've got new window casings. Everything got brand new, fresh coats of paint. We got carpet. And if you notice in the kitchen, which is a brand new floor, all new doors, beautiful cabinets.
Oh, those cabinets really are noticeable. I remember the old ones that were here. Again, they might have been functional, they still operated, but this is nice. They're uplifting, it's very inviting, and very durable. And that's what Mark always liked to point out, is durable components here.
Exactly. New sink, garbage disposals, new appliances, energy efficient.
In the living room, in the kitchen, what about in the bathroom? Anything new?
Oh, everything's new in the bathroom too, of course. Toilets, vanities, sinks,
Shower units, bathtubs, everything.
flooring, and medicine cabinet.
Boy, I gotta imagine that the residents really love to see these improvements.
Oh, definitely. A lot of them are telling their friends and posting it on Facebook, saying, "No, I'm getting my new cabinets." So they're very excited.
It's quite a community out here, isn't it?
It is. It is. We have activities in the summer. We have big parties, and everybody gets along. There's like 50 people, and everybody just gets along. I'm very fortunate, and I love my job.
Yeah, you can tell it. You just are always smiling. And, you know, it's not just you. Everybody that lives in this community here, whenever I see them, they're smiling, very friendly.
Yeah.
Well, I hope our viewers have a better appreciation of affordable housing and why it's so important throughout our state and all our communities. And I appreciate you coming on and shedding some light on it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
For more information on Building Wisconsin, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and be sure to watch additional episodes on YouTube or at our website, buildingwisconsintv.com. The preceding program was sponsored by the Building Wisconsin Television Network.